So how can you build? How can you build that trust as soon as possible without breaking it? That's the most important part, without breaking it. And this is also when we go up to the next part. You need to create something in your calendar that has more filtering. You need to have more friction. Okay, what? So they're only earning between 8 to 15K a month. Or let's just say they're only earning 25K a month. Okay, what are you going to say? What, do they at least have $50,000 in their bank? Or do they run a business producing this amount? Because I will not work with anyone outside of this. And this makes your life easier, because the reason why I do what I do is because I focus on helping you guys get the best quality leads without having to deal with all this other iffy biffy, oh, I think about it, oh, maybe I want to cry, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, the leads who just can't make up their mind. Okay, but this is what I'm telling you, because I want to get you guys qualified leads. So what questions can you say? What questions disqualify them? Okay, also, if they do slip through the cracks, what can you do to disqualify them before they book in a call? That is the most important part, because the whole thing is we don't disqualify everyone. We disqualify people who don't fit our individual ICP. Also, even simply, who's on your website? What is your landing page or digital salesperson like looking like? What makes that person want to buy? What makes them tick? Also, what does your personal brand look like? What does your agency look like on Instagram and YouTube? Or even LinkedIn? Like, what gets someone who wants to buy from you? Also, one of the most important things, like, you know, I've used more sophisticated language because you guys are sales reps, you guys are BDMs, you guys understand this sort of stuff, but I wouldn't be using it for the average person. So what grade of language are you using? Because I wouldn't be using the same language, let's just say, if I wanted to get someone who's a B2C client. I'll be using very basic English, very to the point, but also that little bit of that neutrality to it. Whereas, let's just say with you guys, I'm more logic, I'm more, you know, and whereas, how are you going to use third grade language if you want to speak to someone who is like a first time buyer? How are you going to speak third grade language to someone who's like a trade business owner? Yes, I know there's obviously exceptions to the rule, but the thing is, more people are going to understand what you're talking about, and also eliminating the sophistication within your language is going to make such a massive difference as well, because then you're going to be able to basically get your point across, make everything a lot simpler, so then they can understand and they're like, oh, I get this. I don't need to ask any questions. This makes sense. Let me buy. Because I've also seen this myself. Whenever I've done ads and I've had too much sophistication within the language, it gets people not wanting to buy. It adds more resistance, it adds more friction, and it stops people even being interested in it. Okay, so what grade language are you willing to use? Obviously, you're going to use more like, let's just say, even for like an investor, you'd still probably only use generally like 5th or 6th grade language, because they're more sophisticated. They know more nuances. Let's just say they know how to do coding. They know how to do Python's, like work with Python. They know how to deal with crypto, they know how to deal with all these different elements, and it's going to make such a massive difference. And that's what I say. Once the friction is added, your ICP is going to be identified, which means your CPL is going to go up. And yes, that's not a bad thing. It's going to save you time and it's going to save you money. Also, it's going to increase your percentage to close. And this is when I get to my favorite part. It increases your percentage to close, but it also means it's further qualifying. And also, therefore, in the next set of ads run after that, or that same set of ads, it reduces down your CPL, because you know exactly who you are speaking to. An even better level, because you can understand, just record the sales calls, record everything you can, because then you're going to actually understand these people. What do they want? What do they don't want? How can they end up, you know, getting help to move forward? How can you help them go from, you know, the customer journey? Let's just say they know they've got a problem. How can you help them to fix that problem? That's when you use your language, and that's when you get more specific with your language. And also, because you realize you're only speaking to one type of person, yes, your CPL is going to go up in the short term, but also your cost per lead is going to go down in the long term. Also, as I said, it's going to be a more targeted message. It's going to have more nuance to it. When it comes to scaling your brokerage, real estate agent, or your lending firm, make a free discovery call down below. We can have a quick chat, see if it works for you.